multidisciplinary approach is required to make any kind of realistic progress here. To actually get through these SDGs and realistically do something about them requires many different fields to come together, and hopefully we get impactful and comprehensive solutions from this. So looking at the diagram we have here, kind of lays it out quite well. The top, these aren't necessarily in this order, but they're all relevant. Public engagement and advocacy from certain groups. They need to push it, and they need to convince the public. Not all the public is convinced of these. Not all the public is convinced of the need for the Sustainable Development Goals. Many are actively work against them. Lean into things like social and cultural practices. Maybe they're in some areas around the world, they like their big engined vehicles. Changing that can take a bit of time, and recent failures and things with some of the electric vehicles, there's been a lot of problems with those, their rollout. Technology and innovation, this can improve things. It can improve things for some people. For many others, it's still out of reach. If things are much, much dearer, they're less likely to actually use them. Economics of all of this stuff, how do we actually do it? Because people are going to lose money when they change, and that takes a long time to do. So there needs to finance some of these different efforts in different ways, or create subsidies, which come from the governments. And they need to change some of their policies, and many of them are very slow to do this. Many of the most powerful countries in the world are not doing this. They might talk about it a bit, but they don't want to impact their own competitiveness. So we've got to be realistic about this stuff. Science and research can do a lot of this, and they can impact a lot, and they can help in a lot of different ways. But often the problem, it's not just a clever little technological solution. You need to look at it in broader terms and try and fix people's basic needs often before they move on.